it's electrical time. All right, gotta confess, I've done a fair amount. Mostly because here comes the disclaimer. I am not an electrician. Do not do what I tell you. Do not do as I do, because this could be all wrong. I'm reading the manuals. Let me get into the light here. I'm reading the manuals. I'm learning what I can, figuring it out as I go, seeking advice here and there. Found some great resources online, which I hope you find as well. Nate's been a great help at Explorers. Big Victron guy, which I totally get. And most of my stuff's all Victron. So I'm going to show you a few things here that I've been doing. So you may have seen, let me get back out here for a second in the light. So you may have seen, I'm not sure where this video is coming out, but you can see if you look up close, you'll see that there's a roof rack up there. With that roof rack are my solar panels. Let me change here, see if this makes sense. So you can see the roof rack with the solar panels on top. I actually have to measure my height. I don't know idea what my new clearance is. So the first thing I had to do was wire that in. So I've done that. Maybe what I'll do here is I'll take a pause here and I'll throw the ladder up there and show you what I've got going on up there. And I'll just kind of run you through my electrical system from solar panels on in. So give me a second, hold on. All right, let me show you this little piece of work that I need to do. You haven't been up here yet. Probably your first time. The roof rack. It's pretty cool. This is all storage area. This is all going to get sided with a nice white piece of aluminum. It's going to go up, curl over the top of this. Got a little opening and gap here. You might notice I got a gap here. If this happens, a solar panel will fit in there if I need to. So I have a room to grow. If I want to add 2 more panels, I just have to turn them 90 degrees and it will slide out towards me. May or may not do that. We'll see. If I do that, then I probably get another battery, and boy, that's going to get expensive. All right. So I started my wiring as well. I'm jumping around from projects today based on what I have available for parts and what I need to figure out what I can do. So there's the solar panels up here on the roof. I have not connected them together. They're just sitting there right now. But they all get connected in series. So these 2 wires connect together, those 2 wires connect, see those? There's one tape up there. Those connect together underneath the jack. And then at the end, positive, negative, and they've got to come back and they have to go into the box. So I like having equal length wire. Just makes sense if you think about it. And so it should come back somewhere to the center, and it's got to go through the roof into a cabinet. It's perfect. It's how I designed that. That's why I'm on this side of the vehicle with the wiring, passenger side. And I'm now getting ready to do that. So they make these things. They're pretty cool. Little boxes that will seal to the roof so you can run your wires down in through there, and they're all nice and sealed, and face it forward so the air flows over the top of it. And it's going to go right here. So above my security camera, it's going to go right here. So if I need to cut this screen out, this wire mesh, so that I can mount it to the bottom, and then obviously drill my hole to run some wires through. Now I'm also going to run some wires back out to go to that to power the motor, and then some switches and stuff. I'm hoping that I can fit it all in here through this same, but I don't know. It may not happen. It may get a second one of these, which would just find some other place to put it. But this I need, I know, for the solar, so I'm going to go and cut that out. So I have my tools out for that. I'm going to cut it. I don't know if I can show you or not, because it's going to be a lot of sparks, but we'll see. Let's see if we can do this without destroying my camera. It's going to get noisy, people. Too noisy. Had to get headphones. Oh my God. See if you can stay still there. All right, pretty sure my next cut, I got to move you so that you don't get a lot of sparks all over you. Because it's going to be another nasty one. It's kicking all over me as it is, but not the greatest tool for this, but I got to cut that way. Let's see if this works. Ta-da! It's out. Now that can go down there. I'm going to clean this up, drill a hole. This will be fun. You can see the wiring in here hanging down. These get connected to each other, right? These two here above this bar, because this thing's going to tilt, as you can tell with my scissor jacks. You'll see more about that. And then positive down there. Excuse me, I believe the negatives on that end. And as you can see, my solar wire, my wiring to go in the house is all in place. And I've kind of temporarily zip tied some of it down, and here it is going in. So I cut this out, put a little protective shield in here as well. So I think you can see that. I don't know what you can see or can't see here in this because I can't see the lens or the screen. So this is in. This was pretty simple. I just drilled a 3/4 inch hole, put some sealant around all this, screwed it down into place. Pretty simple. I can take this out if I need to. I do probably need to run some other wires for my lift mechanism, and I'm probably just going to run those up through here and cut another, or put another hatch in here somewhere. I have no idea. I might have to cut another little piece out for that, but a separate hole through my roof for that. I just don't want to mix the two together. These seal up pretty good. You really don't have to worry too much though, because that's a ceiling, a roof for this. I mean, it's really fairly heavily protected. Eventually it will be fairly well sealed in. I've got some plans to make kind of make this as weathertight as I can, but I'm sure it will not be 100% weathertight. But this cool rack system is really, it's super awesome. The only thing touching the truck, the box, is these outside rails. Everything else is suspended across, so nothing touches in the middle. Yes, this added 400, 500 pounds maybe. With the panels themselves are 200, well, they're 55 pounds a piece, right? So there's 3 of them. Those scissor jacks, they weighed a fair amount. So, you know, this has been here for a few days. It's rained. It's already dirty. One of the reasons for tilting is for easy cleaning from the ground, because, you know, I'm up here already quite a ways. I think my truck was over 9 feet in height, and I've added over a foot, 14 inches to that. I'm probably around 11 foot right now. All right. Whew. Sorry about the sunlight there. All right, this is where it gets darker. I'm going to take you inside and show you what I can to the best of my ability. Again, I don't have any lights because I haven't turned my electricity on, and I don't have an external light. I had one, it broke, I gotta get another one, but let's see what I can show you what's going on in here. Let's see if you can follow this. So you saw me come in through the ceiling. That's right here. These two wires. You'll notice they're both black. That's just how I got my wires for my solar panel, instead of a red and a black. But they had the right ends on them. The ends on both, they were actually matching set. But anyways, so I just put electrical tape on so I know which one's positive at all times. I run it into a little baby mini box. It's pretty cool. You've got room for a couple more, but just needed to get these two breakers in. These are just 15 amp. Remember, my solar panels are wired in series up there. If you didn't know, but you didn't pick up on that. So the amperage does not get added; it just stays constant, consistent. And it's only like 10 amps, 48 volt, low amperage. Love it. So, and they're off right now. So they're coming through here, and yes, a lot of people would probably just do the positive, a breaker on the positive line, because you kill one, you kill them both. But I did both. The lightning strike or anything weird happens. I think that's a good way to go. I don't know. I read somewhere, I think it was the solar panels manual, they said both. So I said, great, I'll do both. Coming out of that, I've already wired this up. You can see I'm coming down. And this is where it gets hard to show you what I'm doing here. But I come down into this corner, and I've tacked it all in place, because you know, you got to tack everything down in a moving vehicle. And that little blue box on the right is my MPPT controller. Let's see if I can move some wires out of the way. So I come down into that on the PV side, positive, negative, and you'll see on closest to you, two big fat wires, they're 2 gauge, are coming out. Normally, I think a lot of systems would run those wires over to this baby, which you haven't seen yet, which is, again, I got another wire in the way, that is my Victron distributor, Lynx distributor. That's nice is that this is fused, and I have to hook all this up, obviously, right? I had to do an alternative wiring approach. I asked if somebody if it was okay, if it seemed okay, but I got one yes. I'm going to talk to a couple more people. But see, there's only 4 ports here. I need like 5, maybe 6. So I think that works pretty cool. This has a fuse built into it. It's awesome. So that's it. Oh, outside. I told you I was going to kind of start from the outside. There's another thing going on I didn't show you. There's a big black cable here. See if you can see me holding it. This comes in underneath. That is actually my shore power. And on the Quattro, that wires in over here on the right side. And so that's all still going to be hooked up. But I got it running in place for right now. Everything's kind of just in place to make sure it's all going to work before I connect it all. So AC in, AC out. That connects right in here off of these. So I have my AC out line. And that runs back up into this corner, all stapled off, and goes into this over here, into my, you know, you saw me earlier mention this. This is going to be my electrical connection area. I actually have a new box for all of that. Let's see if I can show you here. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Love this thing. This is going to be great. I think this is going to be a really big time saver for me. So 4 spaces, 8 circuits. That's what I was trying to think. Trying to say, but I couldn't say it. All right, I am still figuring things out. One of the things I'm figuring out, and again, you know, I probably didn't say it on this clip. Hold on, get situated here. Listen very closely. This is really important. I'm showing you what I'm doing. I am not telling you that that is the right way to do it. Okay? No idea. I'm reading the manuals. I'm learning from others, as you should do. You probably don't want to learn from me. I'm not an electrician. So I'm figuring this out as I go too. I'm sure I'm going to get comments on this one. Actually, I really encourage and appreciate it, because I will fix stuff if somebody tells me I'm doing this completely the wrong way, or that, you know, like wiring from the MPPT controller straight to the inverter and using that as a mini bus bar. Maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know. I asked one person, they said it should be fine, but I'd like to hear what you guys think. All right, what else am I struggling with? I'll tell you right now. I went with this link distribution box for a reason. I have a battery coming into here. I didn't show you, there's a DC to DC converter opposite from the MPPT controller. You might have spotted that. I ran a positive wire. This is cool, Ford Transit, remember. And so this model has, just on the driver's seat, on the back corner, there's three auxiliary ports there for wiring. In my case, only one of them is fused, 60 amp, which is perfect. It's already fused. So I ran a positive wire from that back into here, into the DC to DC converter. And then the wires for the DC to DC converter come out of there. This is them coming out, and they go into this box as well. So everything's going to run through here, and there'll be another fuse in that as well. So all circuits being fused. That's, I guess, important. I'm learning how that all works. I've got a few things to still add fuses to. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. But here's the reason I went straight from the MPPT controller right into the inverter. There's only 4 ports here, and I needed like 5 for a bus bar setup, maybe 6. Here's one of them. Let's see if I can get you down here and show you. This is one of them. This is my, see if you can see it. This is my DC 48 to 12 volt converter, 60 amps. I got pushing plenty through that, so if I need it, I have it. So that plugs into here. 2 wires. That takes up 1 port, and then a fuse. And then obviously this comes out and then feeds into a panel that I have. I haven't shown that yet. Back here in the corner, I have another converter. It's not wired up. That's this one. This is a 48 to 24 volt inverter. I've stripped the little extra wire off of there so I can start wiring into that. I'm going to mount that, I think, back here out of my way. So that should go in there nicely. That's going to go into one of these ports. So, and then the last port is a connection from the inverter. So the inverter comes in here, the DC to DC converter comes in here, this converter, and that converter. That's all 4 of them. So now you're up here with me, and I've covered my solar panels. And I'm going to start hooking things up in there. Let's see if I can put you somewhere where you can see. How's that? All right. Oh, I need clippers because these two have to go together. Nope, they don't have to be clipped. They stay nice and tight. They just need to be above this, and I will tape them off. I got to do the same down there. This is not easy, people. So that's actually going to be okay that sits there. Let me pause you and see if I can move the ladder. All right, the other side. I can go through there. That tape's going to have to come off because I need this end. Actually, we'll flip it. All right, here we go. I think it clearly helped that I've lost some weight. I fit through here. I got my body in through that. I just fit. A little snug, I'll admit, a little snug through the chest, but I'll go to the gym later apparently. All right, so I'm negative to positive, positive running in, going inside, negative coming in, going inside my box. All watertight, ready to go. I do need all the tilting mechanisms at some point. So if I pull the tarps off the top, throw a meter on this, because the sun just came out, I should be picking up a little solar power. We're going to see. Hold on. All right, I pulled the cover off the box. put my meter on, volts. Got my 2 prongs. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. If I touch both of those, watch that baby go up. 138 volts. 3 panels. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, end of November, and the sun is way down, very cloudy out. Panels are flat. That's not bad. I'm hoping that works. Another day. Lots got done. I was bad yesterday. I worked for most of the day, got a lot of hours in, solving some problems, but I had to hustle and get things done because it was one of my last good warm weather days. So I didn't tape the stuff I did, but I think you could kind of figure out what I did. Let's start with simplicity. You've seen pictures of my install. The battery is now in, it's strapped down. I have most of my fuses, a couple more coming in, and then I'll be able to put all my fuses in and turn this on. I'm excited to take this, which you probably can't see back there, but that is a heating pad that I have placed behind polywall so that it's up against my battery so I can keep that battery warm. I've got to wire that in. The pieces I need for that come Thursday to finish some of that wiring. I need the little end clips, little rings. So pretty excited. Still need to install my heater. But here's what I did yesterday. I worked in here. So as you remember, this was my electrical box, electrical area above my fridge. I still got to put a shelf in here, but I'm not going to do it until I'm done. So yeah, there's a shelf that goes in here. Don't look at that, it's still a rough mess. I've just pulled those together temporarily, but I managed to put in my breaker in here by cutting my box, fit it all in one nice neat little package, and run all my wiring into that, and just starting to lay that on. Now that's fixed and mounted in there, pretty nice. Now this looks like mayhem, and for the most part it kind of is. And so I've started wiring up this panel, right? And there's actually a second one because I have over 20 circuits that I think I might be running in here. So got a lot of stuff going on. But here's what's cool about this thing. Let's see if we can see this. I have no idea if you can or not. There we go. Ready? It pulls out so that I can work on it out here. And my fridge can stay there. I can access my fuses and check them without having to climb in there. So that's the start of that project. I'm going to keep working on that today. I'm running some more wires. These obviously, this is my main power source going in here. I still need to hook that up. But this will all slide in and out of the way, just like that. Pretty cool. Harness for my fan control. And I got my water gauge going in up here. I've got a little LCD screen going in up here that I've got to still get. So I'm not going to actually build this panel out. I'm just going to have everything hanging in place for a while until I figure out how I'm going to lay that out and exactly what's going in here. Like I said, I think I'm going to have a good size 7-inch panel in here. I don't know. I might get a tablet. A little high for me, but there you go. So that was all of yesterday's work. That was quite a bit actually to figure that out because quite honestly, I didn't think it was going to work. I did not think the wiring was going to pull in and out. It wasn't until I started bundling it up that I could actually get it to flow the way I wanted it. And again, I had to have a lot of extra wire back there. Well, I think that was fun and worth it. Well, we'll see. I'm going to finish that. I got to label everything. I've got to go get a label tape from my label machine or whatever, ink or whatever it is, ink and tape. I don't know, it comes in one package. It's weird. All right, well, there you go. Lighting in here is terrible. Sorry about that. I'm going to just keep working on my wiring today. I might tape some of it, I don't know. But I love this idea. I don't know what you guys think of it, but being able to pull this in and out and work on it, I still got to tidy it up. It's just still roughed in so it moves kind of hard right now, but I got to button a few more things down. And then when that shelf's in here at the bottom, that'll actually help it open and close. I've tested that. All right, peace out.